you guys got to know what your why is, because this job, while it's simple in practice, it's not easy. Like, you know, there's a lot of work that has to be done here, and it doesn't come easy. And if you don't know what your why is, and you don't do the 7 levels deep to find your why, you're gonna burn yourself out. I know what my why is. My why is so that my kids never have to be hungry, so that my kids don't have their dad working 3 jobs like my dad did.
You're crazy until you're successful, then you're a genius. And I think for a lot of people, when you're grinding as a small channel, people think you're too obsessed, you're a weirdo, stop only making videos, like get a life, be realistic. People will convince you're out of your mind for wanting to do this. But then once you're successful, they're like, yo, your drive, your tenacity was great. But it's like, yeah, well, where was that back then? You know what I mean? I didn't get that when I was a small channel.
Take advice from Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber in the world.
Never mistake a habit for hard work. He said, boy, doing something over and over don't mean you're working hard. And I never forgot that. And the analogy that I use for people, I say, P, you see people go to the gym every single day and the body never change.
Yeah.
Because they go into the gym out of habit. They're not working hard.
Yeah.
And so I never forgot that. And so anything that I approach, I'm all in.
Take all the stuff that you hate doing and do it one last time, but record it. Start right there. That becomes your new SOP, your new standard operating procedure to hire your first person. Don't like setting up mics? Record it one last time. Hire the person, and their first week, their first training is to take a test on the thing you hated doing. They got 7 days to watch those videos and do it. Your job is to monitor the work you hate doing and help them make adjustments, because while week 2, your job is to do less of it.
Man, listen, all I pay attention to is the greats, why they're great at what they do. The jobs everyone's getting, the momentum everyone, it's not on accident.
Right.
You love this. I can see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when you're doing it at that purpose, you can only be great at it.
Before you get the license, it's like, yo, once I get this license, it's up and I'm out
everywhere.
Oh my gosh. And then you get your license and your mom wants you to go to the grocery store and pick out the dry cleaner and go to
run errands. You become her errand child.
I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this.
And I don't want to drive.
It's too much pressure.
I'm good.
It's too much responsibility after you get the thing that you want, that I think that's what people don't like.
It requires maintenance.
Yeah.
It's too much responsibility. Now you have to do it again.
Yeah.
Now you kind of forced to create a bigger goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you have to take care of it.
Yeah.
You have to account for it. You have to pay taxes on it.
Oh my
God. You gotta start doing some things that you don't want to do, and it makes it just a little less attractive.
We have the foundation of a work ethic, right? And all we do is just have to take the work ethic part, even though we don't know what we're doing, and just put the work ethic and learning the information, understanding like why this person is good. Like I watch, I got a TV here, one right here, those two back there. I got a Jumbotron up there that got 4 TVs. I have everything going, moving at one time.
Right.
I'm just absorbing information styles. Like there's no, when you launch the nightcap, there's no surprise it's successful. It's you.
I'm going to say this before I leave because it's on my heart to say, because I see people jump around and do multiple things. And there's nothing wrong with doing multiple things. I do multiple things. But you have to be consistent in what you're doing. That is the biggest thing for me, is consistency. If you don't have the numbers you want, figure out what's not working. Go back to the drawing board and stay in that same niche, but be consistent in what you're doing. There's so many different ways within the same niche to make money, but people just are all over the place and they get frustrated because they're not yielding any results. Yeah. You have to be consistent in one thing and allow that one thing to drive traffic or drive revenue into the other things that you want to do.
Still got this lot that I need to sell. So I pulled a list of 33 different buyers that are buying in that area, and we're gonna call them up, see if any of them want it.
Books give you access to other people's wisdom, other people's experience, and the wisdom of the ages, for that matter. Something happens when you read. It's different than television. It's different than listening to a podcast of a motivational speaker or a great sermon. It's different than doing something while you're exercising. If you will sit in a quiet space, even if it's on an airplane with your headphones on, you create your own quiet space. and read. There's something that happens to your spirit connecting to your brain, and you will begin to have other thoughts. And I think it's because we're all so busy and frenetic, we don't think anymore. And this is the only time you stop and think. You're going to get ideas because your mind is disengaged from the world, from all the problems that are out there, all the things that are coming at you. Leaders in any field, in any area of life, are all readers. You want to win? Be a reader.
I never had a second job. You think, oh, I'll get a second job and I'll have all this extra money, and you don't have all this extra money.
No.
And what I realized, even when I had my second job, financially, for some reason, I was in the same position financially that I was when I just had one job, even though I have extra income coming in. Because the problem wasn't the job, it wasn't the income, it was me, my spending habits. If I have $100 in the account, I'm gonna spend 80.
For sure. I'm spending 95.
If I get a second job and I have 200, you're just gonna spend 190.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We're just gonna spend more money. Yeah. So before you consider getting a second job, first I think people need to consider how much is going out. Because typically it's not a income problem, it's a spending problem or a money management problem. And if you get a second job, you'll still deal with that same issue.
Because this happens all the time. You think just because you start making money that you're fit to be a business owner, and there's a very, 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 there's a list of distinct differences between being a side hustler or a hustler and a business owner. And you got to ask yourself, you got to really sit down and say, hey, do I want to be responsible for fulfilling orders every single day? Do I want to be responsible for having to have inventory, not just having inventory when I feel like I need some extra money? Do I want to be responsible for one day employing people and managing people? Do I want to be responsible for paying payroll? Do I want to be responsible for taxes that are taxed now at a higher tax bracket than they were before? Do I want to be responsible for reporting to the government? Like, do I want to be responsible for thinking about marketing strategies? Do I want to be responsible for deploying business systems in my business? Like, or do I just want to keep taking orders on my phone and collecting money via Cash App?
Okay, that is a really good point. So let's right now just decide what you want out of the side hustle. Is it just extra money? Like you're not trying to like go super hard, but maybe you want to go into work. Your whole goal is to go into work without the pressure of I need this job to survive.
How do y'all deal with failures and disappointment? I had a golden opportunity, everything laid out, and messed it up.
Well, I know what that feel like. You heard me? You heard me?
We've
I know what that feel like. Well, you don't failure.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Failure and messing up, boy. Went right back to the drawing board. Right back to the drawing board. I ain't hang my head. Went back to the drawing board. Put together a plan, a 6-month plan on what I want to do, and continue to chop and chop and chop and chop until I hit that goal. And I had to start small in small increments. I had to start small in small increments and go from there, because it was building blocks for me to get back to where I fell from, and it took time. So I started small, and then gradually, as I started to have success in small areas, I started to make those goals a little bit bigger and continue to reach them over and over and over.
But here's the truth. All right. What is done in the dark will come to the light. And this is something you have to truly say to yourself a couple times. And what I mean by this is what you do in wholesaling in the dark will always come to the light. And so if I have a wholesaler come to me saying, Zach, I'm grinding, bro. I'm doing this and this and this, but I'm broke and I haven't got any results in a year. Everyone likes to flaunt what they're doing, right? Everyone, let me document the work I'm putting in, and none of the results happen. Just shut up. I hate to tell you this, right? If you suck at basketball, right, and you lose, it's because of what you did in the dark. It's not what happened in the light, right? And what I mean by that is what you do when no one is watching, that practice, that grind When it comes to light of seeing how many deals you've done, I can tell straight up how much money you made compared to what you've done in the dark. And so when I get wholesalers haven't done any deals and they haven't done any marketing, I know because you did no deals, you probably have lacked in your marketing. What you've done in the dark has shown in the light that you didn't put the work in. You know, the people that, you know, they work out 5 hours a day, 5 days a week in the gym. They claim to eat right. They claim to grind hard, and they get no muscle growth and they're not jacked. Because I know in the dark, you really didn't work hard. I don't have to, like, y'all on social media like to doing that. Oh, I'm grinding hard here. And year to year, you get no better results. It's because I know what you've done in the dark when no one is watching. You know, when the camera's not on in the gym, it wasn't good. It wasn't terrible. You didn't put in the work when no one is watching. And this kind of goes full circle. You look at Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, all that work he put in, no one saw that until the game actually started. The game was just kind of it was a formality at that point, right? Larry Bird, Kobe shooting the game-winning shot. Kobe Bryant, by the time he takes that floater on the edge there, he shot that shot 30, 40, 50,000 times, right? What he's done in the dark has shown itself in the light on that moment. Because everything's that moment he made the shot, and it was not. It was the 15,000 shots he'd made for the past 15 years before that, right? And so you watch them wholesaling real estate right now, and you're not getting the results. It's because what you've done in the dark has not been enough.
You put the time into doing it. Successful people are successful for a reason all the time.
Right.
Because when they're doing it, they put their passion and their love into it.
Yes. That's what you have to do. And when you love something, you work for it. You work at it.
What I realized is that it wasn't I had a lack of money management. I had to kill my mindset of how I approach money and approach my life. I thought I needed to manage my money better to acquire the things that I wanted. I didn't have a budget issue, I had a hustle issue. I thought I needed to lower something to acquire more of what I desired. Instead, I realized, if you desire more, you gotta also desire more work. I'm not living off a budget. I'm not basing my lifestyle off my budget, I'm basing my lifestyle off my hustle.